A new study has found that almost all of the baby foods sold in America contain dangerous levels of toxic heavy metals. And the FDA has known about this for at least 10 to 12 years. And they have slow walked it. And as they slow walk it, we have children who are suffering brain damage from the heavy metals that are in their cereal, in their rice cereal, and in their baby food as a rule. Arsenic, mercury, cadmium, lead. I mean, this is what's going on, and the FDA is asleep at the wheel.
Right, and you know, just to kind of point out to folks too here, you and I have been talking about this specific story for years and years and years, because this is not the first study to come out. This is just a follow-up on everything that's already happened. And I'm still waiting for the corporate media to come out and actually address this as the serious health issue that it is. They won't do it. Baby food is one of the top advertisers on corporate media and regular media.
Almost like pharma.
It is.
See the pharma ad, hey, you need this. Oh, by the way, it might kill you, but you want to take it anyway. Oh, by the way, you need this baby food. No mention of anything having to do with arsenic, lead, mercury, cadmium that is causing real neurological damage. It's not guesswork. There's epidemiology. There are people who've studied this over a period of time. They can track a child from the time that they're born to the time they're 8 years old, and they can figure out what's the neurological damage. They can trace it back, and they can say, well, might have to do baby food. And those studies are all over the place right now.
Right, and what's even more terrifying here is that this is 94% at least of all of the products tested. So this includes your big brands, you know, your Beech Nut, Gerber, and those. But it also includes the ones that claim to be, oh, we're totally organic. We're the safe baby food. All of those just as dangerous. And even worse is when people say, okay, well, I'm going to make my own baby food. I'm going to get the food processor and the puree. Well, guess what? Same thing there, because it's the same ingredients. It's the food supply itself.
And what's happening is that do you recall the wine case I brought out in California that was dismissed? The wine is so contaminated with arsenic in parts of California that the levels, now adults are not affected as much as children are, so it's less of a physical problem. But if you're drinking wine and you're taking in arsenic and cadmium every day, that's not a good thing. There was such an outcry about that lawsuit that we brought. The media jumped behind the wine industry. Oh, how dare you consider this being a problem? What we found out is the soil that's been used again and again and again, there's a way to deal with it. You scrape the soil, you put new soil in, and that solves part of the problem. But the cheaper way to do it is just let the soil remain decade after decade. And that's what's happening with baby food right now, or the things that are grown in that soil, right?
Right, from the rice and the potatoes and the carrots, all of it is grown in the same soil. So while we may not be as affected by these heavy metals, people do need to understand you're ingesting them too. It's just your brain has already developed versus these infants and toddlers. They're still in those developmental phases where the slightest chemical imbalance can destroy their
neurological
lives.
damage. Now, the people who did this, or the Healthy Baby Bright Futures, they're the ones that did the study. The industry came in and did everything they could to stop the study. The industry even tried to make it look like it's more dangerous, and I don't know the answer to it, that it's more dangerous to make your own baby food at home because you're using the same carrots, you're using the same potatoes that are all filled up with cadmium, lead, mercury, and heavy metals. So, I mean, this is a credible study. There's no question. This is not guesswork. And right now, have you seen any articles in the corporate media about it?
No. All we get is Common Dreams. And they're the ones, I think, who were publishing the study last time we talked about it.
Well, they did the same thing on wine. They're some of the people that were trying to identify the problem. But when you have a corporate media that is driven by this advertiser right here, that all we care about is how damn much money can we get from that advertiser. They don't report news anymore. I swear, it's dead. Corporate media is dead as an entity reporting news.